How do you react to people who tell you that those who are opposed to illegal immigration are bigots?
Have you ever noticed that usually when you're accused of a bigot, it's usually because of bigotry? You know, it's a situation where, the Democrats are bad, the Republicans are bad. You hate the environment, or no, you hate industry. Everybody's trying to put a label on somebody. The situation is the Mexican border is a very small part of our borders. We got a Canadian border. We got 2 coastline borders. We got people coming in. Even in Mexico alone, the ratio is about 1 out of every 4 that come across the Mexican border is not Mexican. 1 out of every 10 speaks Arabic only. We have a lot of Chinese coming across the border.
Do you have statistics on that?
Yeah, that was. I think you can actually get it in regards to the immigration on the federal government has those statistics, and that's where it comes from. Online, anybody can look that stuff up, and that's where the problem's coming in. We have a real problem in our economy in the sense that we somehow are supposed to be smart, but we're always holding the wrong end of the stick. We're always on the wrong end of things lately, and that needs to change.
Daniel Mielke, he's a Republican running for Congress against longtime Democrat Dave Obey in the 7th Congressional District. I'm Glen Moberg. This is Route 51. If you'd like to join the conversation, 1-800-780-9742. That's 780-9742. I'm Glen Moberg. Our guest for this hour, Daniel Mielke, a Republican running for Congress against Dave Obey. I'll give that phone number out one more time, 1-800-780-9742. Daniel, you're an organic, you've got a background in organic farming, and you are currently a sustainable farmer. We imagine environmental issues are important to you. Let's listen to what Dave Obey said about the environment at a congressional debate about a year and a half ago.
I plead fully guilty as a disciple of Gaylord Nelson to having given a speech at Stevens Point a year ago saying that our biggest long-term problem was global warming. It is. If the globe goes haywire, if the Gulf Stream shuts down, if the Arctic or Antarctic ice cap melts and you have sea levels rise by 20 to 200 feet, you're going to be looking for jobs, all right. You're going to destroy the entire economy of this country and many other countries as well. The auto industry is in trouble today because they have been allowed to define what their own CAFE standards, their own mileage standards would be. If we had insisted that they meet better pollution standards and mileage standards, the auto industry would be in better shape. We would be protecting American jobs at the same time that we'd be protecting our environment. And I think if anyone does not believe that it's a serious problem, I think they're smoking something that ain't legal.
Do you think global warming is a serious problem, Dan Mielke, or are you smoking something that ain't legal?
Mr. Obey sure likes to throw out names to people when they don't agree with him. I've been around quite a few years, and I've read a lot of history books over the years and a lot of research books, and it seems like one year you read this history book, and the next year they change history. And the next year they change it again, and the next year they change it again. Is global warming real? We'll find out, won't we? One way or the other, we're going to find out. My point, though, is why do we have to even deal with global warming as a fear tactic to get this government to do what it should always do, and that is protect our environment, protect our businesses, protect the way we live, and make sure that we can live this way for many, many years into the future? To throw out a label of global warming or to say that, this or that's the problem to try to motivate something is not the way that I believe in doing business. You should do what's right no matter when it is, with or without warnings and fear.
All of, and as you know, Wisconsin Public Radio is part of the UW system. All of the scientists that I've talked to who are employed by the University of Wisconsin system say global warming is real. It is happening, and it's a problem.
Yeah, and if they're right, keep in mind it's hypothesis, it's theories, and
is it a hypothesis that a chunk of ice as big as Connecticut just fell off the Antarctic landmass yesterday?
No, it's not. That's not a hypothesis. Telling why it fell off the thing is. The situation is what what does that change about what's right and wrong and how we take care of this country and we take care of our nation? The fact that that chunk fell off because it's man-induced global warming, or the fact because the ice caps are melting and we're going to face a new flood, shouldn't change how we deal with this country. We have an energy crisis. We have that. Some people are saying we need to have alternative energy because we can't afford to do it. Some people are reacting based on the dollar of the gas bill. The fact of the matter is we need to find alternative energy, irrespective of what's going to be the problem. Solve the problem, and it doesn't matter. If global warming is the problem and we're treating our country the best we can and we're doing the best for our environment, then hopefully we'll have taken care of it.
Let's go back to the phones. Arnold in Park Falls, you're on Route 51. Hello, Arnold.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful. Thanks for taking my call. My problem is there's a welfare program federally funded called the Conservation Reserve, paying absent landowners, retired farmers, not to farm their land. They have to go through the local county committee and have it declared highly erodible, but I see a lot of good land in it. And I know the Clinton administration, from what I read in the paper, tried to cut it back. And the sportsmen put up such a howl, Clinton backed off. So if this is so great for hunting, let's have a federal fee and hunting license to pay for it. If people don't want to allow hunting on it, let them take their land out. That's
all right.
My position. I'd like to know what Mr. Mielke says.
Mr. Mielke, what's your position?
Well, first of all, it's always bothered me when people pay someone to do nothing. I believe in a concept and an idea that you earn your keep and you do the best you can. Now, there may be some reasons that they had that may sound good for doing that, and it's in place and it's happening. My problem is any time we hurt one individual in showing favoritism to another individual, we have a problem. Whether it be in a race issue, whether it be in a religious belief issue, whether it be in a government, political, Democrat-Republican issue. When you start to show favoritism to one group of people above another, then we're losing the republic that we have. And that has to stop. Now, in regards to the idea of hunting and these perks and all that, where does it end?
You've got 15 seconds to make your best case for people who want to vote for you between now and November. We are completely out of time.
Well, it's been fun. I guess the best way I would say it is I'm there to make a change. I have the experience of real life. I haven't been government subsidized since the age of 24. I know what it's like to pay taxes, and I know what it's like to live in the real world, and I can bring that to Washington.
Daniel Mielke, he's a sustainable farmer from Portage County. He is a Republican running for Congress against Dave Obey in the 7th Congressional District.